name is Travell Erwin from Pomona, California. I'll be representing the Elevation Fight Team in Wushang Wushu Academy in Denver, Colorado. These heavy hands right here, he's gonna get them. I'm gonna put them on him. Watch.
My name is Heath Soderstrom. I fight out of Parker with Child's Play MMA. So I think it's going to be two big brawling heavyweights, and we're going to see who's going to beat some ass today.
And now it's time to meet the heavyweight fighters. Fighting out of the Genesis Mechanical Red Corner, and fighting independently out of Colorado, please make welcome Travell. And his opponent, fighting out of the Cruising Killers of Colorado Blue Corner, from Child's Play MMA in Parker, Colorado, please make welcome Heath. This heavyweight bout is scheduled for 3 rounds. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to go to the locker room. I want a clean, fair fight. This made all kinds to protect yourself at all times. Any questions from you, boy? Don't you want to touch gloves?
Our second fight this evening, also a heavyweight bout, brings us Mr. Travell Erwin. He's wearing the black trunks. He is an independent fighter, facing off against the Child's Play MMA fighter, Mr. Heath Soderstrom, in the silver trunks. Referee Tom Johnson calls the heavyweights to the center of the cage. Ron, right before the fight started, we heard Strikeforce veteran Lamumba Sayers in the corner of Mr. Erwin saying, take his legs out with kicks.
Yep, absolutely, JR. I think it's actually a very good idea. Get a big guy like that off balance and then set up those big overhand rights.
And Soderstrom almost contemptuously coming out with his left hand down by his waist, ate a couple jabs, brought it right back up.
Two giant guys right now, JR.
Going for the body lock here, Soderstrom. Let's see what kind of effect he's able to have with that. Good job by Erwin digging for the underhook. Nice little cuffing shot to the ear lands for Erwin.
What do you do, JR? If you're Heath Soderstrom, what's your game plan right now?
It's all in the footwork when you're in the clinch, trying to turn your opponent, make sure their back's against the cage, try to lean on them. Obviously, you know, these guys up here fighting at elevation in the heavier weight class, try to suck some energy away from your opponent.
Yeah, just lean on him, let him make him move you.
Absolutely, and Soderstrom thinking maybe he's got his opponent worn a little bit, goes for the takedown there, didn't quite have the tip of the shoulders that he wanted.
Little dirty boxing being shown right now. Obviously the big knees coming from Soderstrom right now.
Not having lots of effect, but definitely something that lets the judges know who it is that's trying to press the action right now.
Well, the game plan is obvious right here. Keep him against the cage and punish him if you're Heath Soderstrom right now. For Travell Erwin, he's got to get this thing turned around just like that.
Nice call, Ron. Well done, sir. Well done. Now Erwin's starting to get his knee attacks off a little bit, and some deep breaths from Soderstrom.
Oh, yeah.
And
both sides.
And the cornerman of Erwin noticed that immediately and called it out.
Both sides.
Now Erwin trying to get that kicking attack, and Soderstrom already pushing his mouthpiece out.
Yeah, never a good sign at all. Keeping that left jab is going to be the key component right now for a victory if you're Soderstrom. Obviously, if he's already tired, you got to keep Travell away, and he's doing so nicely with that jab, but he's got to keep that jab moving all night.
Erwin trying to strike while he's, or excuse me, Soderstrom trying to strike while he's backing up, and that is never an easy task.
Let's go, Trey, hands up, let's go. Last is front leg kick.
All right, so each of these guys has tasted the power of the other now. They know what the other one has to offer. Let's see if anybody's willing to step forward and engage with authority.
A lot of jabs so far, but not a lot of straight rights.
And Soderstrom pawing at his eye. I think he might have taken seam of a glove there in the eye. And 10 seconds left. Looks like we're going to take it to the second round, Ron.
Both guys breathing heavy right now, JR. First round's over. Big guys sucking wind right now, of course. End of the first round, very, very even round, I would say. Both fighters pretty much executed the exact same strategy, letting that jab kind of dictate the round. I don't know if you could even call a winner in that round, obviously the unofficial version. But if you were asking me, which I know you're not, but I'm going to tell you anyway, is I would have to give that one to Soderstrom. I think he just pressed the pace a little bit. I think he landed cleaner jabs. I think he was more effective, and I think he was able to keep Travell Erwin against the cage a little longer.
Yeah, he was just a little busier. You know, he had that flurry of knee strikes there against the cage, and I think, you know, honestly, as little bit as that sounds like, that might have been what pulled out the round for him, is just being a little bit busier fighter.
Yeah, agreed.
Both guys sort of snap back the head of the other, but neither one of them landing with any real effective or lasting damage, so might come down to a little bit of the conditioning game here as we go later into the fight.
And that's, you know, that's always an interesting statement when you're dealing with two heavyweights, because, you know, they're not known for conditioning. But when you're in a situation like this where every little point matters most, that conditioning obviously can be the biggest difference. And you know, we always talk about this. You ever want to come into a fight with an advantage, show up in shape.
Cain Velasquez would disagree about that conditioning thing for heavyweights.
Okay.
All right, so I
agree with that.
So I got one example. That's it.
That's about it.
All right, and immediately Soderstrom looking to press the pace. As we talked about, maybe Soderstrom feeling that in the clinch up against the cage he had the advantage, because that's immediately where he goes to put this fight starting off the second round.
And I'm wondering if Soderstrom's looking to take this to the ground. Obviously, he's looking to set up either a throw right now or some kind of clinch.
Yeah, he stepped back looking like maybe wanted a lateral drop right there. Good job by Erwin of getting his hips down and thwarting that attempt, and mostly I just wanted to say thwarting.
Very well done. Two big guys, JR. These guys are giants.
There goes Soderstrom with the knees again. But as we spoke of that conditioning, now he's down to single techniques, and I'm thinking maybe Erwin a little bit more conditioned because he's been punching, although not super effectively, pretty nonstop here.
Yeah, and that clinch work takes a lot out of you, especially when you're trying to take people down and you can't. That takes a ton of energy, and he's actually showing that he's able to keep Erwin against the cage, though, surprisingly.
Soderstrom with good handwork there, getting that head position down. Had a shot for some knees of the body, but I think maybe didn't have the energy for it.
Right.
Underhook him. Turn him to the cage. There you go, Shane.
Good shot over the top for Erwin. Now he's landing with some authority, and Erwin sees it, starting to pressure forward.
There's always that punching power of a big man, and I think that for Erwin, he landed that big uppercut, JR. Kind of rung up Soderstrom a little bit. Make Soderstrom put him up against the cage again.
Yeah, so again, Erwin has his back up against the cage. See if he continues with that punching flurry that he's been doing good work with here in round number 2.
I really hope this fence holds up.
Now it's Soderstrom with big shots over the top. Erwin eats them for lunch, comes back with a couple of big ones of his own.
We are looking at a hockey fight right now. Two big right hands from both guys. With
Erwin now getting off a couple of solid knees up the middle.
Both these guys are definitely getting tired, though, JR. You can see the exhaustion setting in.
Hey, back out of there. Back out of there.
Big breaths from both.
There you go. Again. There you go.
Couple of big body shots from either fighter may be what it takes to really take the energy out of the other one. They call them money in the bank. Those shots really suck the energy out of your opponent. It's like playing a video game and watching the lifeline.
Body blow, body blow.
Watching the lifeline go down. There's a 10-second clacker. Looks like we might get a third. And toe-to-toe they go.
Trey, finish him, Trey.
Always fun to see the big guys last 3 rounds and slug it out, as we're going to get treated to a third and final here, JR. Very, very difficult round to score once again. Almost an exact replay of the first round. Hey, look at that. Imagine that. And, yeah, very, very even fight so far. Tough to say who's going to pick this one up. I guess it's all going to depend on who's busier and who's more accurate in this third and final round. If you are looking for results, you can always find these results on Facebook at MMABuzz.com, the best place in Colorado for up-to-date results at just about every fight there is. Our man J.R. Gordon, Journalist of the Year, Media Outlet of the Year. There isn't anything he doesn't do, and doesn't do it best of everybody.
Oh, you're too kind, Ron. Thanks. Be sure to check out FightJobs.com should you have an interest in getting involved in the industry. Ron Goldstein's FightJobs.com will guide you as to where to go. Referee Tom Johnson waiting for the cage door to be locked. Don't want anybody tumbling out. And away we go for round number 3. Let's see who has the conditioning to finish with some strength. And both guys come out looking to emphatically put a stamp on round 3. Ron, I have a 1-1, and oh my gosh, we're looking at a Don Fry versus Takayama type situation right here.
We sure are. And it was funny because as soon as that third round started, JR, you could sense the urgency by both guys by literally locking up and throwing right-hand bombs.
Nicely done by both guys. I have a 1 round apiece right now. I think Soderstrom busier in the first round. I think more effective strikes were landed by Erwin in the second round. Round number 3 playing out like it's pretty even here. Looks like the judges might have to earn their money on this one, Ron.
And you never know what the judges are thinking, of course. It's just such a dangerous game to leave it in the hands of the judges. And somebody's mouthpiece just went flying, and I believe it was Soderstrom.
I think so, and both these guys landed some solid knees up the middle there. Good work by both of them. That's actually a technique that requires a good bit of energy. And referee Tom Johnson was looking to have the mouthpiece rinsed out. We'll take that over to the cage, give it a little squirt of water, and we'll get this going here.
JR, if you're in Soderstrom's corner, what are you telling him to do for this third and final round, knowing that he's exhausted as he is?
Even exhausted as he is, he's got to be the busier fighter.
Yeah.
Both these guys have shown that they can stand toe-to-toe. Each of them can take what the other one has to offer, so you have to be the guy that throws more right now.
Absolutely right. That's the best way to win a fight. Finish strong at the end, at the last round. It always leaves a huge impression in the judges' eyes.
Overhand right.
Both those guys probably a little happy to have had that reprieve there, get a couple of deep breaths in, and now Erwin trying to give a little shuck and jive and show I still got it. Soderstrom keeping the hands up tight.
Very dangerous game, dropping your hands late in the fight in the third round when you're both exhausted. Chins wide open, heads are standing tall, and bombs are being thrown right now, JR.
Be harder to have your chin any higher in the air than these guys have,
exactly.
But both of them have shown that they can take it, and it's making for an exciting night for the fans.
Absolutely.
Good, Trey. Let's go. Let's go. Uppercut. Let's go.
If there's one thing I would say about Erwin's game, it's that he's had a little bit of inability to get his back off of the cage. Soderstrom has controlled position a lot here. Soderstrom tried to get the takedown. That would have been something that would have probably impressed the judges. Now comes the mouthpiece again, and referee Tom Johnson might let it go, and that shows what I know about fighting.
And it seems as though that mouthpiece was spit the second time. It might have even been spit the first time, JR. And if this fight ends up going with another spitting of a mouthpiece like that, look for Tom Johnson to deduct a point.
And that's why I said he might let it go. If a referee thinks that you're spitting that mouthpiece out intentionally, he can pull you aside and warn you. Like you said, if it happens multiple times, he can take a point. Or sometimes the referee will say, hey, if you don't want it in, we're just going to fight.
Yeah.
And, of course, the reason fighter would elect to spit out the mouthpiece, one, to either
breathe?
get some rest, and two, is to breathe.
Right.
You know, they do restrict your breathing a little bit. And Lamumba Sayers in the corner of Erwin during that break there was just imploring his fighter, pressure forward and finish this. But it's Soderstrom that I think is coming on just a little stronger.
I swear to you, JR, I feel like I'm watching a live version of Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Good analogy. Corner of Erwin calling for some knee strikes now. They want him to get those legs busy. Soderstrom, like he's done throughout the entirety of this fight, showing he can jam his opponent into the cage. 10-second clacker is sounded. Mouthpiece is out. Referee's going to let it go. There's the bell. We'll take it to the judges. They'll give us the official decision.
Yeah, baby. Way to get the night going. Two big boys slugging it out. I love it. I love it. I love the action of Sparta Combat League.
3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Hilsebeck scores the bout 30-27, Soderstrom. Judge Hines scores the bout 29-28, Erwin. And Judge Mills scores the bout 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Travell. In the cage with Trey. Trey, I was looking at the stats and didn't have a record for you. Is that your first fight?
No, it's not a professional. It's Utah. So
the second one, but it's so good, man. Thanks for coming out, y'all. Hey, take me through that fight, man. You're the one was first two.
And for the most part, we've been in Army boxing. I'm used to just knocking guys out. I mean, so kudos to Heath for having a hell of a achievement. And I know a lot of people don't expect us big guys to go so long, but we put on the show.
For sure, man. And it looks like you have a chance. You almost enjoyed eating those punches. You even put your arms down at the end of that third round.
Hey, I'm in the Army, man, so I kicked a little PTSD kicked in when he hit me. I was like, hey, do it again, baby. Do it again.
We could tell. We could tell. So,
what's up, boy?
You didn't get anybody responded to.
No Army folks in the house, but that's all right.
Hey, what's next for you, man?
Hey, whenever anybody asks for me, bring it. I'll take it on tomorrow if you got it. Let's do this.
Anybody want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, let me thank all my team members in Elevation, my cornerman, my mama says, Neil Maggie, they're my dudes right there. I thank everybody in Easton, Winsong, Wushu Academy. I appreciate the love. Thank you all.
Give it up once again for your winner, Travell.